Good morning, guys. Signing in from sunny Scotland. The weather is gruesome out here, and temperatures are still -8. But the one thing I was going to say, main reason for this video this morning, is if you want to, if you need, much same as yesterday, if you're stuck in your van life in your van and you need your battery charging, anything, we're in Aultbea. If you're somewhere in the area, again, if you need any tools, anything to fix something, again, I'm in Aultbea, so feel free to give us a shout. If you're in van life, any problem we can help with, we'll sort of fix. As the temperatures are so low, we've got a couple of jobs to do on our van, and to be fair, it's only a couple of little things like your diesel heater. When you fit in your diesel heater, right, we fitted our one into where our seating area is underneath, with an opening kind of seat, what lifts up, and it's in there, and the vent pipe is coming round and through into the van through the side wall of the seating area. Well, what we did, we made it too thick. We put basically the 19mm OSB board and then some laminated decorative board over the top of that, and we stuck it and fixed it with sealant, which has made it sort of about 20 odd mil thick. And problem we've got, and that's a top tip when you're doing your diesel heater, make sure it's not too thick, because our pipe is just one. It isn't the one with the 4 holes coming through. It's just the one big hole. And what it is, you see, is because it's so thick, the board, your vent, what you push through from the outside, what's facing into your cabin, into your van, going through, it hasn't got enough length on it to go all the way through the hole to then put the pipe on, and the dubly clip, because of the thickness of the walls, you can't get the screwdriver on to tighten it, and it keeps coming off anyway. So what my solution is going to be, I think, is I bought some hole cutters, some hole saws. So what I'm going to do is actually put one of them, biggest one I've got, and cut an hole on the inside of the board, so I've got more space to work round it, kind of thing. Another must do is fix the. I mean, what's your idea, guys? Anybody got any thoughts on this? I know all windows bond in, but this window, just the bonded ones on the outside. Has anybody ever had any problems with them? That's what I'm trying to get at, because I've seen a couple of things where the bonding starts coming away and stuff like that. And really, when you think about it, because they're not sat over a lip of the metal or anything, they are just bonded on. I'm in two minds whether to silicon it or not, or something like that. On the inside, or even on the outside, where, because there's a bit of a gap round it. There's plenty of bonding all around the window, but just as a double measure or something, I don't know really. Yeah, so, but again, any thoughts on that, just let me know what you did, or if you did anything like that. And also on the transit, another good point to fix, we've got the back door lock on the rear offside, the driver's side door at the back. The bottom lock isn't latching around the latch, so it's broke. So basically what we've got to do there is order a new one. I think I'm right in saying that. We have Googled it, and they're about £14 something off Amazon. And I believe it's only sort of two screws at the bottom, and then just like a metal nipple, like a bike cable, what loops onto the handle, the door handle further up, because it's not grabbing and the bottom lock isn't working. So we need to get that fixed. Another job we need to do is, because it's a high top van, we've got the little cubbyhole shelf thing, if you like, at the top, the top of the cab roof, if you know what I mean. It goes in there. So we've kind of insulated it because we're getting a lot of condensation. We just left it as the bare metal at first, but we're getting a lot of condensation in there, and it's hard to get out on your van window, on your van roof where your sun visors come down. Makes it wet with the condensation from the roof. So we've insulated it all the way round, kind of thing. Looks like something you're going to pop a cheese toastie in to put in the oven or microwave at the minute. But we don't know what to stick up. If anybody's got any ideas, it's a bit of a hard one. What to stick up? Because it's only the thin roof kind of thing above the cab, the metal roof. I suppose we could stick bearers up there and then seal it, box it in. But you're losing space then. I don't know anybody's got any ideas on that. Let me know. Other than that, we're looking forward to going away again. We're thinking this time we may venture. I may go down to Mallaig this time and go and have a look around the viaduct. I've been before plenty of time, but it's just thinking of other places when we head out where to call instead of the same places up here. And let me know where you all are. Are you out and about in Scotland, in the Highlands, on this freezing temperatures, which it's really cold outside at the minute, like I say, -8. But yes, if anybody is in trouble up here, well, not trouble, but needs anything doing at all, then give us a message, because until we go away again, we're here at home in Aultbea, so there's no problem. There's a cup of tea waiting for you. Tools if you need to fix something. If there's a specific thing, I've got loads of screws. I've got all sorts, really. If there's a specific problem you want help with, then please feel free to message again and get in touch. What heating systems are you guys running? If you're anywhere in England in your van at the minute, it's cold anyway, but especially up Scotland and that. What heating systems are you guys running on? We was thinking maybe if we get a Luton next and build that maybe to get one of them little Lennies, because I know Romany Pirates, who we watch, they've got a little Lenny, and they look quite good, to be fair. And I suppose when you're out and about, it's cost effective, really, because when you're out and about in woodlands and things, and I suppose you can heat your van for free, really. All dead trees what have fallen and twigs and branches and stuff, you could heat your van for free. So yeah, it seems a pretty much a good idea to me, to be fair. I think we might go ahead with that in future. Anybody else running a little fire, little wood stove in the van? Please leave a comment and let us know how you finding it. Do you run a diesel heater as well? Have you got one of them as well? Or the diesel heaters are handy. I will say that, because obviously they cost money. You've got to put diesel in them. I don't find them too bad, but obviously in weather like this with a diesel heater, you don't just need it on sort of in the evening for a bit, then switch it off when you're in bed. You kind of need it on if you're in your van all day on at least on number 1 setting, keep the cold off in these extreme temperatures at the minute. So how are you finding it? What's the best? We had a diesel heater in the last van, what we had, the Movano. It's only a cheap Chinese one. This nothing's paid promotions here or anything like that. And that had the 4 little vent holes what you come through with 4 pipes. But more to the point, that one you just run it off a 12 volt. I think the one we've got now, you run it off a 12, and it can run off a 24 as well. But anyway, my point being is, my last Chinese one with the 4 vent holes, that was the clicking, obviously they all click to some degree with a fuel pump, click, 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 but it wasn't too bad on the last one. This one, what we've got, it's fair. It does click a lot. Well, no more than the other one, but it's louder, if you see what I mean. And I don't know if what's your thoughts on it, you guys out there, or which one have you found a diesel heater? One what's in a reasonable price range, what doesn't click so loud, or you can't hear the pump so much. Because I mean, they are a bit of a nuisance, I will say that. And especially if you're trying to get to sleep at night. I mean, I don't advise leaving them on really at night. I know they're a 90 diesel heater, whatever, but I never like leaving anything on really. I mean, I won't advise against it, and we try not to. Again, what do you guys think to that? I mean, what we do is, when it's cold, if we've got it on most of the day when we're in the van, what we'll do then is switch it off right at the point of going to sleep at bedtime. And then obviously if it's cold in the night, we'll wake up and it drops below a certain temperature. I ain't got it where it's manually set or anything like that to come on below a temperature, but you wake up, say for a toilet at night or whatever, you wake up and it's cold, and then we'll switch it on probably, I don't know, 3 in the morning, 3:30, 4, so it's warm for getting up. I mean, so yeah, what's your thoughts on, does anybody know a quieter one for the pump clicking? And what do you guys do? Do you leave it on all night? Do you find there's ever been any problems? Anybody had any problems? They're still a relatively new thing, even though I had one in last van. They're still a relatively new thing to us, and trying to decide. I mean, there's aggros in everything, really. I think, isn't there? I mean, to be honest, if you've got a wood burner, you've got a risk of fire. And if you light a fire, because as I say, we've got a wood burner in our house, and if we know that I've actually downsized our wood burner to a small one, but I had a big double wood burner before. Well, it was a multi burner, and when it used to be full, and it wasn't too cold, the downside to them is they have to burn out, So, do you find your vans get too hot when you get them going, or do you find that they kind of go out quick because they're not a very big chamber on them? That's another point. Because I mean, it's nice being hot, but if it's only just a cool night kind of thing, if you're in spring or early spring or autumn where it's not too bad, you got to have all windows open, all doors, because it's red hot in there, So, what's your thoughts? How are people finding them? Just please let us know, because, as I say, we're thinking seriously about predominantly getting one for the next van. If it's a Luton or something, it's got to be something bigger than the Transit, what we've got now, the high-top Transit. We really have got to get something bigger. I've got, my kids are from my ex-partner, and they live about an hour and a half away. And so I'd like to get something where I can go down to where they are and stay and have them stay in the van. And that's how I was thinking, or a Luton back, because I thought, well, they're pretty much a good size, aren't they? We're sticking within the 3.5 ton limit kind of thing, what we've got. Has anybody got any thoughts on basically which Luton to get? I mean, I'm not a big fan of Citroen, Renault, or to be honest, Vauxhall that much. That just as a personal preference. I mean, engine wise, I'd say Transits I don't find too bad. I don't like the Transits with the wet belts. Now the new ones, it's got to be the chain drive engine like what I've got out there. But I mean, I'm more into your kind of, I mean, the Vicos I've been told have a lot of wiring problems, but I do like a Vico. But mainly, the most part I've had is Mercedes Sprinter. I mean, what's your thoughts on them, other people's thoughts? I was thinking of maybe a Luton Sprinter. I mean, I do like the Luton Sprinter. I'm thinking, I mean, they seem hard to come by. But the one with the proper Luton, the big overhead cab at the top of it, you know, I don't know why they're so hard to get hold of. Anybody got any thoughts on that one? I mean, you type in Luton, and they all seem to have nowadays that little arched over nose cone where it's not really even part of the box, you know. Because my idea is, like probably anybody else that's going to build a Luton, is to have it where you can have that one with the big extended overhead cab. So you can actually, that's the bed tuck up, a place for the bed straight away kind of thing. And you've basically not got to worry about the bed, building it in the box then. And another thing that appeals to me with the Luton is that they seem fairly, well, they're straight walled, aren't they? You know, they're literally straight down. You ain't got none of that tapering in like that, like a van, a panel van. They're straight wall. So, I mean, surely they've got to be easier to build and plumb things. You know, your kitchen cabinets plumb straight up to the flat wall. Do you know what I mean? And they just seem easier to deal with and to do. So I'm just hoping that basically if we do that it is easier, if you know what I mean. So any thoughts on a Luton, and any thoughts on weight wise? I mean, that's another thing. You know, when you're sticking to 3.5 ton, the problem you've got, to be honest, is weight again, which I've noticed with a lot of motorhomes, even if they're 3.5 ton, you've got probably enough payload to put maybe just a suitcase in or a pair of jeans. You know, I'm not lightest to people. I'm basically 16.5 stone, and you know, you want something with a decent payload. Any places you want to see or anything you want to know about the Highlands, if I know it, it's places I know, which is pretty much everywhere. If you contact me from places from Loch Lomond, right the way up the west, and right the way around the top, right the way to Thurso, down the A9 to Inverness, and back across to where we are in Aultbea, I can tell you basically everywhere and anywhere where to go. So feel free to get in touch anyway. So guys, anyway, I think I'm going to basically end it on that. And, you know, we've got to make sure you keep safe out there. And whatever happens, keep warm. That's the more important thing. So, yeah, not much else to report, really. Just waffling on, to be honest, today. That's all it is today. It's one of them days where it's freezing outside. Anybody else doing the same? Just sat in and a bit bored, really. I'm going to possibly try and do them jobs on vans or on my van. What I said earlier, and alter a few bits and pieces. But other than that, not much else for it. So, but anybody else any thoughts on anything or any subjects what I've been talking about, whether it's building the 3.5 ton Luton, or another question is, just before I go, is why are some Lutons, why have some got the bigger front, the bigger thing at the top, and why have some just got rounded like wind deflectors or little bits at the top of the cab with a Luton? Is there a specific thing I've got to type in when I'm trying to buy one, or what is it? You know, I've got no idea why some have got it, and you only find an odd one that's got it. You seem to. Is there a specific name for them? Are they called something else, or what? No idea. If anybody knows, let me know. So, but I'll end on that note, and that's it now, guys. And we'll catch up with you again on tomorrow's video. And don't forget to like and subscribe. as again, I've noticed my videos watching is going up, but I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get the gumption to get out and do more videos. So the good, the bad, and the ugly, you know, whatever. And if you want to know anything, like I say, about Scotland up here in the Highlands, I'll tell you honestly. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to make shit up. I'm going to tell you honestly what I find places to be like, areas, Pacific shops, whatever. I can tell you pretty much everything. So, no problem, guys, and thanks for watching. And feel free to get in touch with us if anybody's out there that does want help, or, as I say, batteries charging, anything, any tools to fix anything, or there's any problems. We're in Aultbea. Give us a shout. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.